Big V TV. Great to have you with us for a Thursday night. We are looking at 3 grand finals getting underway this week. Youth League 1 men, VYC men and women. Steve-O's at the desk along with Craig, and huge response to last night. There's a lot of people that agreed and a lot of people who disagreed, and that's the fun of it. And just want to put it on record again. I, on the show, live, switched out Beckott for Peyton Little, did that straight away, just reminding people that I made that amendment. This guy here, though, he had some absolute blunders last night.
I got to watch a little bit of the show last night. Good to see the feedback as well, that you two have no idea about the rest of the competition. That you've missed obvious players that have been stars on the floor throughout season 2018.
Wow.
But
someone actually said is the reason Justin didn't do any of the youth All-Star Fives because he's never been to a youth game.
That's correct.
That's not true.
That's not true, because he turns up sometimes at halftime of the game before him, and occasionally that's a youth game.
Occasionally, yes.
So he's seen the second half of a lot of McKinnon youth games.
Yeah, Steve. We're looking at 3 games tonight. We're looking at all the other finals tomorrow night.
Yes.
I just want to say that Saturday night, right now, I'm free. I'm available Saturday night to go out to 1 or 2 games, depending on how close, and driving around, that sort of stuff. I'm available. I will be heading out to the basketball this Saturday night to 1 or 2 games.
Yeah.
What I want to find out tonight and tomorrow night, I want to work out from the learned 2 that I have beside me, scholars, or from anyone else on social media, which games should I be heading out to. I will be going to if they're close by, I'll go to 2. If they're at the same venue, I'll go to 2, or I'll go to 1. I'm heading out to spend some great finals time with the fantastic folk of Big V. I want to know where I should be going. So you guys tell me where I should go, or you guys tell me where I should go.
Mildura got a game?
Oh, I'd love to go to Mildura. Are they playing at home?
I don't think they're at home.
Can you guys fly me up to Mildura?
Northeast?
Considering they're
I'm going to be back for a final on Sunday.
Not at home,
right, okay.
We won't be going to Mildura.
All right, Youth League 1 men, here we go. Game 1 of the Grand Final Series, Waverley and Sunbury. Congratulations. First game is Saturday night, 8:30 p.m. at Waverley Basketball Centre. Maybe I'll go to that game. That'd be pretty
That
good.
should be a double header, shouldn't it?
No, I'm back there on Sunday.
Ah.
Steve, take us through some of the notes around this game.
Believe it may be a double header. I think
Right.
the state champ women are playing
Playing
prior.
who are they
play
playing?
Sunbury
That's a ripping game.
in a qualifying final, but we'll touch on that
Well,
tomorrow
that's
night, of
currently
course.
the clubhouse leader, Steve, in terms of where I'm going. That's clubhouse leader.
Excellent. Sunbury knocked over Waverley by 2 points back in round 5.
Yes.
Waverley did the damage in round 13
Smacked
by
them.
22 on Waverley's home floor. So they've got that to go back on. Waverley are also 10-1 at home this season.
Sunbury good
throughout
on the road,
regular
Steve,
season. 9-2 on the road, as you've made mention there.
Yes.
Very good offensively, both sides. Shoot the ball very similarly, 44.2%, 44.1%.
Yes.
But you go in terms of their defence, they're the 2 best teams in the competition.
Well, that's why they.
For good reason.
That's why they're at this.
They
level.
give up 68.7 points per game. Sunbury, Waverley are 72.1. The big discrepancy is via the second units, the bench points. Waverley provide 38 points per game off the pine. Sunbury just the 18.3. So we're going to see Waverley's depth not only be tested, but they need to step up to this level.
Maybe Sunbury's starters play a little bit more than Waverley's. What about some of the stars we're looking out for, Craig?
Well, of course, we all know the nickname for
KC,
Sunbury,
yes.
and led by Kyle Collins himself, 18.5 points per game, 5 boards, 3 assists. Shot it very well from the field this year for a high usage guy, 48%.
What about the Baker?
And Nathan Baker as well, shot it at 48%, 14 points, 10 boards, 3.5 assists. They move the ball very well. Sunbury, high assist numbers for a lot of their team.
Waverley's keys?
Cody Fredrickson, it starts
Good
there at the guard position, 14 points, 4 assists, 46% from the field, which is very high for a point guard. Dylan Larkin, 13 points, 6 rebounds, 51% from the field, but it's a great spread from Waverley. We, as Steve said, their bench is very strong, good depth, will get a lot of people scoring in double digits.
Steve-O, before we start tipping winners, any other notes?
I like to see that Nathan Baker averages a baker's dozen for points, 13 points per game. That's quite a nice stat you can run with. Kyle Collins and
waiting all week for that.
Kyle Collins and the Baker, first and second in the competition for total mid-range points throughout the season. So that's between 8 and 23 feet.
Number 1.
Yes,
Right,
1 and 2.
Right, okay.
Those 2 players throughout the entire competition. And it's funny because you go to Sunbury's shot chart, which you can see there. There is a lot of mid-range shots in terms of their shot chart.
Looks like someone's got measles, mate. What are you talking about? That's a lot of dots.
Never seen a shot chart before, clearly.
Right, okay.
As Justin Nelson.
It's great scouting from the head coach of state champ men's team.
Whereas you look on the flip side,
Steve-O's brought all the humour tonight.
whereas you look on the flip side to Waverley's shot chart,
Right.
as you can see, there's the 3-point shooting around the arc, and then a lot.
You know what it tells me?
lot
It tells me
inside.
that they've got a couple of players who are very good inside 8 foot. That's what that shot chart tells me.
Well, not just one good player inside, they've also got one good player outside.
Right.
Bold Jock, 5th in the league for points inside 8 feet.
Right.
The flip side, Andy Nola, 5th in the league for total 3-pointers.
Right, so this is game 1. Game 2 and 3, if needed, go to Sunbury. Who wins this game, Steve?
I'm with
Don't
the
sit on
Falcons.
the... Waverley to win?
Yep.
Okay, Craig?
I'm tipping the upset. I think something that might have held Sunbury back is maybe their depth during the regular season. Wouldn't be surprised to see Collins and Baker step out and play 38, 37, 39 minutes this week. I'm tipping Sunbury in a close one.
I think the Jets get home by 3 points or less. I think it is going to be absolute nail biter in the dying seconds, and I think Sunbury get it by 1, 2 or 3 points.
Sure.
There you go. Let's go to VYC Women with thanks to Moulton. We are talking Knox and Sandringham. It's game 1, Saturday, 7 p.m, State Basketball Centre. This would be a very good... Is this the Orange Army?
This is indeed the Orange Army,
I might go to this game, I think.
but at Raider Nation.
I think you'll find that the Orange Army will be all over social media tonight, inviting me along to be a part of their crew for this
There
game.
won't be a double header for this one though.
That's okay. There'll be another game nearby I can go to later. Sandringham, the Orange Army, they've embraced me, and I've got a feeling that they'll invite me
Don't
along.
they hate you for not going down?
No.
I'll be
No.
honest with you. I don't think I've seen too much social media action from the Sabres
Yeah.
girls. Like last year, they were active.
All over it.
Now they're in the grand final. They need to just step it up a notch.
Hey, we are keeping a lid on it at Sandringham.
I've actually been told by them that they only get tagged in comments when we say negative things about them.
Oh, of course. I never do.
Craig's
so-
got personal connections out there at Sandringham.
I
clearly.
never do. How did they go during the season, these two, Craig?
So we've got our second Knox taking on first in the Terrell Conference. Past results, round 4, Sandringham got over Knox fairly comfortably, 23 points. But then we saw Knox defeated by Sandringham again by a double-digit
Round 10.
margin. So Sandy definitely had the edge on them so far this season. Knox 7-4 at home during the regular season. We know they stormed home.
Yep.
They had a bit of a struggle out of the blocks. Sandy 9-2 on the road in the regular season.
Rightio, Brainiac, off you go.
Well, this one's. We think it's going to be all about scoring.
Yes.
First and second, the best two teams in the competition. Knox at 75.2 points per game. Sandringham second at 69.5. But I think it's going to be the defensive side that really decides this contest. Sandringham are first in the league in terms of
Lockdown.
opposition points per game at 55.8. Knox are 10th in the competition. Remember, there's 16 teams in the comp
Yes.
at 63.3. So that gives the definite advantage to Sandringham.
It's like a big orange wall, Steve-O.
Offensively, this one was somewhat surprising. Sandringham averaged the least 3-point attempts per game in the entire competition, just under 11
They get
threes
to
per game.
they get to the rack, Steve-O.
They get to the rack and they get to the free throw line, and that goes through players like Alabatish.
Well, give me two Sabres to look out for.
Well, the first one
There's a
obviously
fair chance I'll be at this game.
is Alabatish. 13.7 rebounds, shooting at just under 60% clip from the field. The other is Meg Rogowskis, 12.5 points, 6 rebounds, 3 dimes. But they're going to have to match up against some good size from Knox.
If I was going for the Raiders, Craig, who would I be cheering for?
Well, there's two players in particular you'd be hoping a lot of the offense is definitely going to run through, and that's Leah Santamaggio and Eliana Bravington, who've had brilliant seasons. Santamaggio, 19 points, 7.5 boards, 3 assists.
Very good.
50% from the field. Eliana Bravington, 18 points, 14 boards, 51% from the field. Both of them are super consistent on both ends of the floor. Really, I think the key here is Knox is definitely going to run a lot more through those two players. Sandy have shown throughout the year that anyone can step up when they need them to, and Alabatish is a superstar in this comp, but she's only averaged 13 and 7. She could easily step up and really take over games as well, but they've got so many options she doesn't have to all the time.
Steve-O, bring up some measle charts for us. Here
Well,
we
we
go.
look at the shot charts. First one's from Sandringham. Pretty broad range. I think the two key points to highlight are the short corner jump shots. There's a lot of short corner jumpers that obviously through their offense and their flow, they like to get open shots there. Where if you look on the flip side for Knox, a lot less mid-range jump shots. The 45, the 3-point shot on the 45 to the top left seems to be a nice hot spot for the Raiders. And obviously, of course, a lot inside. Bravington.
I think the big thing there is you can't get corner threes off pull-ups. And Sandy moved the ball around the arc probably a little better than Knox, or a little more one-on-one, which is where you're getting more threes up the top of the key.
Who wins, Craig? Game 1, who wins?
Sandy. 10 points.
I think the forgotten person as well is Chloe Hicks for Sandringham, first in the competition for mid-range points this season. I'm happy to side with Sandringham.
I think Knox have done a very good job to get to this position. They stormed home very, very good in the second half of the season.
They'd scare you as a number 1 seed.
And if Santa Maggio and Bravington get going, they've proven themselves. They probably need a third wheel, just a third cog to
talking about Knox?
Yeah, to chime in.
Of course, Megan Hedge.
Megan, that's right. Megan is her name.
We've pronounced that correctly after 18 rounds.
Yes, I just quite go with Hedgie from here on in. But I'm with the Orange Army. I'm an Orange.
Would be no other way.
There's no reason
Orange
not
Army.
to pick them right now.
I'm an Orange Army man, and there is a very real chance that I'll be at that game Saturday night, Steve-o, because I know that they will embrace me. They'll bring the orange shirt for
Are
me.
you saying you're going to be at every game, so then when you're at home, it's the old, you must be at Knox, you must be at Waverley, you must be at Nunawading.
I said at the top of the show,
just call me
Craig,
Steve.
I said at the top of the show, I will be going to games on Saturday night. I'll be out there with the general public.
I was going to say, when you say games, it doesn't mean board games with your grand.
I was going to say it's out of the footy or something like that.
Moulton VYC men, Nunawading take on Eltham Saturday 5:30 p.m. at Nunawading Basketball. Is this Saturday?
This is Saturday.
It's a very good game, Steve. I might head out to this one.
Well, you could go to this one and then Knox.
Maybe that's what I'll be doing. 5:30 Saturday. There's a
you did mention if they were close by.
Yeah.
There's a high probability, Steve, that I'll be heading out to this game. Tell me a bit more about it. Sell it to me.
Well, it's simple really. It's Team Blue versus Team Red.
Well, this is what I want to hear.
It's
because there's been a bit of a rivalry on Big VTV this week.
It's not just Big VTV. It's going, I'd say global, but it's statewide.
Team Red, yes.
It's statewide. The VYC men.
Well, let's just
everyone is having to pick a side.
Well, let's get through the facts first, and then you and I will start getting serious.
So give us to build it up.
Let's get through the facts first. Get through the boring stuff.
Let's look at the past. Nunawading defeated by Eltham by 7 points at the Graveyard in round 9.
Red Army. Yes.
Nunawading then went to the Eltham High School and gave them an absolute pasting, 30 points in round 12.
It's in the past, Steve.
Nunawading 7-4 at home during the regular season. Eltham
soon to be 7-5.
Eltham 7-4 on the road.
Soon to be 8-4.
Nothing to split them.
Right.
Field goal percentage this season. Nunawading first in the competition at just over 44%.
Don't brag.
Eltham third last.
A little bit of work to do.
At 39.1%.
We'll be okay.
Bench points, Eltham very good, third in the league, 30.5 points. Nunawading 9th at 26.
Yes.
Defence, this is where it's going to be won. Offensive points per game, Nunawading first in the league, giving up 69 points. Eltham third at 71.6. There are some very key players to touch on between these two sides.
Craig, tell us about some of the key players.
Well, it starts off with Tom Graham at Nunawading. He's 15 points a game, shot it well from the field, and Gandolfo has had another good season.
They're okay.
11 points per game, but for Eltham,
here we go.
Mark Scherf has shot the lights out this season. I think he shot 42% from 3 this year, 15 points, 4.5 boards.
What about the Moon?
Yamuni,
yes.
14 points, 4 boards. I think both these teams, what highlights is they can share the sugar a little bit. They can pass the ball around and knock down some shots. Lots of offensive weapons on both teams.
Now, Craig, in the summation of this, the preview of this game, not the summation, the preview, your opinion doesn't really count, but give it anyway. Wow. Who are you going for?
I think on the home deck, I'll take Nunawading for this one.
Like I said, your opinion doesn't count. Now, here we go. This has been on for... People don't realise the robust nature of our conversations this week. The text messages and emails that have been flying between you and I. Steve-o, you can get stuffed. Eltham's going to win this game. The Red Army will come in big numbers to Nunawading. Saturday 5:30. There's a fair chance I'll be at that game. The Red Army will be there in big numbers. We will be loud and we will be proud, and we're going to go one up before we go home. Eltham will absolutely destroy Nunawading this week.
Well, speaking to some key staff members of Nunawading, of course, and obviously head coach Andy Cutler.
Yes,
in my corner,
yes,
they do have a
Andy.
big A3 post at the front of the stadium with your ugly mug in front of it, just making sure that won't be allowed.
Well, tell me why Nunawading's going to win. Step up to the plate.
They have a large crowd base, large home crowd base.
I think
there
Eltham's crowd will be bigger this week. They'll
make sure that there is enough. There
At
is
the graveyard?
85% of reserve seats only for Nunawading.
No, here we go, Steve-O.
15% for neutrals.
Let's put a couple of things.
0.1% for Eltham fans. They'll be available for Wildcats.
It's going to start getting nasty in a moment, Steve-O. We'll put a couple of things on the line, maybe dinner or washing cars or something like that. I'll put two things on the line this week. Eltham will have a bigger crowd than Nunawading at this game. The red will be bigger than the blue.
False.
All right,
False.
that's number one.
Yep.
And number two, we're going to smack you.
That's also false.
Well, how much are you going to
We'll
win by?
win by double digits.
Oh, come on.
And in fact, it doesn't even matter if we win by double digits or we win by one in triple overtime, because it's just like last year. Nunawading were arguably ratted out of game one.
Ratted out. Here we go.
There was controversy in game one at Nunawading Basketball Stadium in the grand final.
Okay.
Obviously, the Spectres fans will remember that. The Spectres players will remember that.
What's your coach's name? What'd you call him?
Andrew Cutler.
Oh, Andrew. That's right, Andrew Cutler.
And
do you know who the Red Army's coach is?
not off the top of my head.
Great man.
Wouldn't know.
He's a great man, Greg Jeffers.
Greg.
Greg Jeffers.
yeah,
I said
yeah.
Greg.
Not Mark?
Yeah. No, it's Greg Jeffers
Oh,
out there.
is that Mark's brother?
Yeah, it's
Yes.
Greg Jeffers
Mark's
out
brother,
there. It's
I'll tell you one thing.
I called him Mark once in real
There's-
life and he hated me.
There is a brilliant thing. It's your measles chart.
oh, here we go.
called a
Bring
shot-
up
it's called a shot chart.
Bring up the measles chart. Tell me what it says.
Nunawading shot chart. They must do some brilliant analytics out there, because it is near perfect.
Oh, near perfect.
That just the lack of long twos, the lack of mid-range jump shots.
Well,
It's all in the paint. It's all around the arc.
Well, bring up Eltham's measles chart. Tell me a bit about
Well,
it.
there's Eltham's measles chart.
What do you got to say about that?
It's okay, similar, but
Listen to him.
more mid-range
It's
jump
on.
shots. There's a lot of looks like maybe floaters
here
or
we
something
go.
around
Here
the
we
elbow
go.
going.
Rightio.
They're going to have to get that right for not just this week, but next week when Nunawading claim the championship.
People think
on
we-
Eltham's home floor. How embarrassing!
People
would that
think
be?
we are just we have been at each other all week. It is blue versus red. I'm looking forward to this. I said that I'm getting out to some games this Saturday night. This is clubhouse leader right now. 5:30 Saturday night, Nunawading Basketball Stadium. It is going to be a beauty, and we want to see a massive, massive crowd sell out. Steve and I will be sitting together. He'll be in blue, I'll be in red. It'll be a great night. Tomorrow night on Big VTV, we are talking all other finals. And there's some big, big games coming your way this weekend. Pencil them in. The fun starts, the August action in Big V. We'll be back tomorrow night at the desk to look ahead to all the other divisions. Big weekend coming up. Get out and support your team. See you tomorrow night.